Hey guys, what is up? So this video we're going to talk about the truck, how it's been doing since the rebuild. I've got a lot of messages in the last month or so. I was coming through a lot of messages, and a lot of people keep on asking, Sammy, how's the truck doing? So we're going to talk about that in this video, but before that, I got to stop and get some fuel. Speaking of fuel, guys, put a video a long time ago recommending a fuel card. And I kind of got scammed on that. I generated this company quite a few hundred members, and then they reneged on the contract, so that's why I've been skittish on that. But I've been partnered with Triumph for years now, and use them for my factoring needs. And besides my show freight, everything that I run, everything is ran through my factoring portal because it's one way to invoice everything. And anyway, they added the fuel card about 6 months ago. Yeah, it's right around September, October. And at the time I was using another customer, and I was like, I'll use it and see what kind of deals you get. Anyway, I was using it, and I like the deals. I was getting better deals with this fuel card. It's a TCS fuel card, and it's ran through and partnered with Triumph Business Capital, which is pretty cool because it's tied into my factoring bill. So anytime I invoice a load, I pay my fuel bill on the fly. There's no net 7, no net, none of that. As I run a load, I pay it on the fly. And for my show freight, if I don't have anything to factor, I just Zelle. I can Zelle my fuel money in every Monday. If I spend $2,000 Monday, just Zelle them $2,000. But it says right here, TCS fuel card, Ford load trucking. And guys, I'll tell you what, I got a few, I gotta hurry up and get out of this damn truck. I'll fill this thing up before line starts. There's a few things I like about this card, and number one is it's tied into my factoring portal, just like I said. So whenever I invoice a load and I drop a load, that's what she said. Anyway, if I drop a load at the receiver, I invoice it, I pay my fuel bill at the same time. So it's like paid on the fly. The next best thing I like about the fuel card is the savings. I ended up canceling my last fuel card membership because I was getting better savings on this, and there's no transaction fees, none of that stuff like that. There's no yearly fees or none of that. There's 0 fees on using this card, which is awesome. The third thing I like about it is the ability. You're probably wondering, you just showed your card. Of course I did, because the third reason is the ability. Even though you see my card, you got my number, you can't use it, because every time I pull in the fuel somewhere, I pull this up and I hit that little button. It's dynamic prompt, and it's going to give me a number. As soon as I hit that number, I got the number on my phone. I'm not showing it to you, but it's a 6-digit number, and I'm gonna go key it in for the control number, and I've got 30 minutes to use it. After I use it, or after 30 minutes, that number's no good. I got to auto generate another one. So even though you got my card information, yeah, you're not hacking my stuff. Anyway, let me get out of the fuel and catch you just in a minute. All right, let's get this thing rolling. Got my diesel fuel, and next stop is Hohn. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Man, I sure wish I was up here with my Razor. Right here, Pioneer, Tennessee. See these guys over there on the four-wheelers? Might not. That truck's covering them up. Got the guys on the four-wheelers and the Razor riding and all that stuff. It's good times up here. I ain't been up here in probably a year. It's been a while. Been busy trucking. But anyway, that dynamic prompt is pretty sweet, because my last fuel card, I don't know, it's probably about 4 months ago, 5 months ago. It's a month or two before I just canceled it. I was down in I don't know, Orlando area, filled up and went to Miami, and then my card got cut off because somebody over in Tampa was trying to use it. Oh, how in the world did they do that? So I guess one of those card skimmers got me. But anyway, man, I mean, got my fuel card now with Triumph, factor with Triumph, and you got LoadPay. Oh man, hell, I got all my stuff with Triumph. If they could just figure out how to drive my truck, I'll just let them drive my truck. Come out. Speaking of LoadPay just commissioned me to make 3 more videos for them for their advertisement purposes. So those videos will be rolling out in the next. Well, I got the first one done for April or May, and then you got June and July. So anyway, that's cool. That's cool that they're commissioning me to make videos for them. I think it's cool. Back to the truck, how it's doing. If you've been following, you know, I just put up a video about when I thought my turbo was bad at Matt's. It's turning out to be an injector, and well, I got to get that fixed. I just ain't got the money, guys. I just ain't got the money. I'm still poor. Speaking of poor, speaking of money, guys, you go through my comments down there, and if I had $10 for everybody that said you need a green APU or you need an APU, and I even had the comments with the guys about the recent video about used injectors in a rebuild. Hell, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, sure, it's ideal to put new injectors in, but when you're looking at another, I don't know, $6,000-$8,000, they're my cost $1,400 a piece because I got a corporate account, so I get a deal on them. That's a lot of money. So I think if I had $10 for everybody that said I need this or I need that, I could probably have all that stuff. So starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start passing around the offer and play. Y'all help a brother out. Help a brother out. So, so man, so many people's got so many opinions. It's kind of comical mostly, and I do agree. I do need a green APU. I'm just poor. I can't afford one, and I do need all new injectors. But again, I don't have the money. Guys, you know how much money I just spent on that rebuild? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm still recovering. I'm poor from that. Anyways, how's the truck is doing? The truck's doing phenomenal. It does have that little hiccup with the injector though, but you know, it's doing all right. But I'm thinking it was 13,000 miles into the rebuild is the first time that I drove my truck by my old driving standards that I've been preaching for years now. And that was low boost, keep it under 20, and on the downhills that I had some hills, I'd kick it out of gear and let her idle or roll. It's the first time I've done that since the rebuild. The first 13,000 miles, I drove this old girl like a pissed off teenager. I was just seeing how hard I could get it to go up the hills, how hard I could get those cylinders to beat the rings and all that, and seat everything in. I've done everything by the book. And they told me for the first 3,500 miles, drive it like a pissed off teenager. But I took it all with the 13,000 because I don't want blowback. Before the rebuild, I was so used to burning oil. I just did not want that. I was like, I want to have an engine that burns no oil, or oil for you language experts out there. So last week we was going into the Javits Center up in New York City, Manhattan, and it was in my favor to have a light load. I had 10,000 pounds in the box, maybe a little hair over that. It wasn't heavy at all, and I drove it coming out of Atlanta. We came up 85 to Charlotte, picked up 77, went up to 81, stopped and parked in Griffin, and then went to Quaker State Tire and Lube, and had some wings and a couple barley pops. Met some cool guys in there too. That was a good night. And I shit you not, this is what I did in the rain, going from Atlanta to Griffin. Here's what I did. I couldn't believe it either. I kept picking my dashes like, hey buddy, you all right down there? Because this is the first time I've driven the truck efficiently, you know what I'm saying? Like my old style driving. And I was like, what in the world's going on here? Does my gauge work? Anyway, I got to the Griffin, we topped them back off, and I was like, all right, I'm on flat ground now. I've done came up over all the foothills of the Appalachians in the rain. Let's see what I can do now. This right here's what I did. Yeah, we go all the way in, and you can look down there, you can see how many miles is on the trail. Anytime you go by that, as long as your stuff's accurate and you don't idle and all that stuff, because that'll mess it up. Mine's always spot on within point one or two. But I take my truck from Griffin all the way into New York City, over 8 miles on the gallon. And let me tell you, I topped it off in Griffin, and by the time I got to New York City, it's like a new truck, a looking at my fuel gauge, I'm looking down, I'm like, I just don't, I can get used to this. And I know it was in my favor, I had a light load. I didn't have a strong headwind, so it was in my favor. But still, that's unheard of. Set high 7s, low 8s in a hood truck, a flat top hood truck at that, pulling on a dry van. So it's just, I don't know. We're gonna see. I'll give you another update later on down the lane and see how it's doing after I get some heavyweights on here. And now I'm driving her like I normally do, with fuel mileage at the foremost of my driving habits. We're coming into some hold-ups right here. Hold-ups. I don't know what's going on over here. I think it's just a construction. I don't think it's a wreck. Let's see. Google says lane closure. Lane closure. All right, guys. So there you have it. The truck's been running like a top. It's so smooth. Going down the road, especially we're running about 72, sitting on about 1,500 RPMs. It's just smooth as butter. I mean, it's just purrs like a Jaguar. I would say kitten, but you know, she's meaner than that. And I wouldn't say she's meaner than that. She's only at 450 horse right now. Jerry said, you know, for the break-in, when you come back at 50,000 miles, we do overhead and check everything out. During that period, he said, we're gonna run this power right here. And he said, whenever you come in for an overhead, if you want to put the power back, we will. And I'm starting to think, if in the coming months, if I can maintain 7s and up with the tune that's in it, I don't think I want to mess that up to go back to big power. Now my buddy Michael Drucker is going to be upset because we got a race, and even though Tim Gentry, he might be upset because I told Tim Gentry, I said, after I get this rebuild done, I just want to see what old Rooster's got. I know that C18's a bad mamma jamma. I said, but I just want to go down the road about the same weights and just kick them off about 65 or 70 and just see how I stack up to old Rooster. Cause man, that's a beast of a truck. But before the rebuild, she was setting estimatedly 600 horse, 2050 torque, and she was stout. She was stout. Buddy Michael's truck is the only one that actually outpulled me. Not that I was going around trying to race everybody. It's just, you know, my friends, you know, with the pre-emission engines or whatever, we'd do it usually a 70-mile-an-hour dig and just see who could outpull each other. You know, just not like a race, just a little shortness to see where it's stacked up to. But 550 cat, 6NZ, not a problem. 12.7, not a problem. The only thing I don't think I got to run with, my buddy Danny's got an N14, and we're still trying to make that happen. But shoot, I'm gonna twist the ears on that old redhead he's got. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess up the tune. If I'm getting 7 plus, even 8s on a light load, it might be beneficial. Just don't worry about a hot rod. But on the other side of that, if I drive good, I think I'll get just as good, if not better, fuel mileage, because it'll open up more power to the engine, but I will work it less. It'll struggle less. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got big power don't mean you got to use it. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here, guys. I'm going home for the weekend, and we'll get back out here next week and get back to trailer trucking and yeah, try to get out of the poorhouse, guys. I'll tell you, I'm poor. It's hard times here in Lloyd Trucking. Anyways, guys, don't make sense, don't make dollars. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm losing my gear too. Okay, start this back over. Guys, if you're still hanging around there, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, as I put videos out on the regular, all things trucking. And until that next video, guys, if it don't make sense, don't make dollars. See you, bye.